You just mentioned move, you mentioned leave. Are there plans for Christian Academy to get up and move somewhere else?
There are. That's a very exciting part of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Through the school's history, I wouldn't venture to say how many different pieces of property that we have really studied and really pursued that
Right.
have not worked out, and maybe they haven't been the right ones at the right time. But at this point, we have purchased a piece of property. It is off of Dick Scobie Road on Ronald McNair Boulevard.
Okay,
It's a great location. We're really a regional school. We serve students from, gosh, Pawleys Island to Calabash.
Pawleys Island to Calabash, travel currently to
Right.
a Christian Academy.
Right.
Wow.
So we do, and into
Conway.
So in most directions. And so it's a good location for us, but we have been working to raise the money. We purchased the property. We have moved a lot of dirt,
Right,
cleared
yeah.
land, prepared land, but we're ready to put bricks and mortar to that, let's say. So
Right.
we have raised currently close to $900,000 in gifts and pledges.
Tremendous.
It's an approximately $2 million project, and so
Okay.
we have a ways to go. And
Right.
and people have been very good to Christian Academy. They've seen the vision. They've seen what it can add to the community. They've seen it
Yes.
as another good option in education for children. And not all families are seeking Christian education per se, but for
Right.
those that are, we
Yes.
want to be the best choice for that.
The location,
Right,
yes,
we want
the
to
best
be the
choice.
best choice. So we're excited about that. It will allow us to grow. We are becoming a little, many of our classes are full, let's just say,
Oh,
because
yeah,
we
I
really
bet.
can't grow much more in some of those classes. Though there are openings, and I would hope that people will come by and continue to tour. We're
Yes.
re-enrolling for next year.
Okay, now
And
in
so-
January today, the 26th.
Right, we're sending out re-enrollment to our current families,
Okay.
and looking forward to hearing back from them. We've had a very strong retention rate. We grew by between 50 and 60 families last year,
Wow.
and so that, obviously is very exciting. We also went to an auction this summer for a school that was closing, so it really is
Right.
a difficult time in independent education.
yeah.
Yet we see that there's obviously a need for it in Myrtle Beach, or there wouldn't be that kind of growth occurring.
That is
at this
tremendous,
time.
Nancy.
So-
Well, there's so many more questions I want to ask you. We don't have much time. I want to make sure for viewers who aren't familiar with that location, that is a very prime location, virtually at the intersection of Highway 501, which most of them would know, and Highway 31.
Very close to
very
that,
close
yes.
to that intersection, and probably easily accessible. So you will have much better access to the North Myrtle Beach Calabash area, and even down to Pawleys Island for folks who would travel up and cruise up 544 to 31 to get on over to 501 to get off, to get right there, and even coming down from Conway. So that should be wonderful.
Exactly.
That should really make a
exactly.
difference.
And,
Congratulations.
well, we feel like that's why the timing was right now.
Right,
The location
right.
was available now.
And
So-
would there be would you ever have any opportunity to reach folks that aren't parents or grandparents or parents of alums over the last 15 years that would reach out and step in to support Christian Academy in this? Is it a capital campaign?
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and we encourage folks to. The thing that I think helps people catch that vision for the school and really understand what we're trying to do is really by visiting the school.
Yes.
I mean, you can learn a lot from the website, but
Right.
we have some informational meetings where we can show you, how our children are doing on standardized test scores, things that people are many times interested in,
Right.
how they have exceeded the SAT averages in the area and in the state, that sort of thing. We can show you all of that, but I think it's meeting the people, it's seeing the teachers in action. You mentioned the teachers being credentialed. I feel like I should say that we are accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools.
Great,
Which
good.
is what most of your colleges and universities are looking for.
Right.
We're accredited by the largest accrediting agency probably in the world that's a Christian school organization, the Association of Christian Schools International.
Okay.
And then we're, of course, accredited by the South Carolina Independent School Association as well.
Wonderful.
And so those organizations, that's a continuous improvement process, being accredited. It's not having them visit, becoming accredited, and putting the sign on the wall. That's a process. It's ongoing. So we really have an accountability measure in place to show the qualifications of our teachers and our
Right.
administrators and our support staff. And so that's an important part of growing the school too, is I think just that credibility in the community.
Absolutely. So oftentimes you'll hear about schools that are focused, private schools that grow, and oftentimes the big move into athletics is a push that sometimes gets schools in trouble. I heard my father-in-law talking recently about a school in Conway that one of his children had attended, and that is no longer there because they made a big push into football, and it was just too much for the school to cover so many of the expenses associated with growing a football regimen. Have athletics become something that the school is focused on, and are there goals to even expand that?
Well, the beauty of the athletic program, of course, is it truly does help you provide that that component to help the whole child grow to be all that God's made them to be. And really, the athletic arena has been a lot of fun for us. I think people have seen in the newspaper or on television where we've won some state championships, and that's great fun for our little school.
Oh, I
and
bet.
It's really almost funny for our little school. We really have enjoyed that very much.
Right.
However, they don't realize that those same children who are playing sports in college now played in the 4th grade when they were half the size of the folks. You know, there was a lot of challenge along the way with that.
Yes.
But we do offer now at least 4 varsity sports, probably 6 to 8 junior varsity sports, 4 to 6 middle school sports. So they're really, and we're a place where you can be involved. There are some students, many students that could be involved with no matter the school that they were in, but some students that might not be as likely to be involved if they were in a different environment.
Sure.
They're involved with us at Christian Academy, and it's great fun. It really creates that family, part of that family atmosphere. It contributes to that. Our families get involved. They come out. They help with the concession stands. They help do the things to make the events happen, and we have some very nice events because of that. But we have explored and actually are having a meeting in the next week or so about the feasibility of football.
Okay,
now,
right.
In the SCISA organization, 8-man football is an option.
Okay.
So it is a doable option for a small school like ours. Now, a small but growing school like
Sure,
ours. We hope to be at 300 soon, and are really never looking to be a mega school, but to be in that 500 to 600 student range where we can preserve that family atmosphere.
That's where you see the school in 5 years, 10 years. Is that on the Nancy Henry plot line, you and the principal Marty Williams working together, and I suspect the board?
Right. We have a wonderful board of trustees, very diligent, very dedicated, and again, not looking to be the mega school, but to be the best Christian school in the area, and to grow enough to be able to continue to expand our offerings within our classes, within our extracurricular, but not to grow to the point that we can't preserve that family atmosphere. Because it really, I'd say it's grown to be a community, not so much a family, but really people know one another by name. And we have activities in place that really help promote those relationships from even the youngest to the oldest student, where they can get to know one another. And that's really a neat thing to see. And people don't always see the value in that. But those role models, it's a responsibility both ways, because that puts that responsibility on those older students too.
Speaking of the board, I remember seeing one of the board members, not in his capacity as an active board member, but instead as a coach, on the cover of the Myrtle Beach Herald a couple of years ago when you all won a state championship. I think Paul Gable, the editor of Carolina Weekly, which was doing sports at the time there at the Myrtle Beach Herald, had a big picture of Darren Gore, who I believe is intimately involved in one of your dedicated volunteers, one of your many volunteers there at the school. But that was a huge success. Right.
When you look across our coaching staff, if you will, you see all professional folks who have come in at this time in the school's history and are providing those coaching. And as we all know, that the coaching piece is so important in learning the proper aspects of the game, of course, but it's those relationships. As a mom who has had a child go through the Clark Butlers and the Darren Gores of the world as coaches, you can't, there is no amount of money you can pay for those relationships and those ongoing relationships. My child that's in college now maintains a very close relationship with the coaches he's had at Christian Academy. And they are great role models as men, as well as certainly excellent coaches. So that's a real gift, and we recognize that as a school. We could not have done and grown the way we have without that giftedness of those volunteers, and then the sacrifice and the willingness. I remember when Darren Gore put his hand up and said, "I'll do it," so we could expand and have the varsity team. So, and he's done an excellent job, and he has a staff too. He has about 3 or 4 other wonderful
dedicated volunteer. That's tremendous.
So.
I'm embarrassed to say, and I know we haven't had a chance to highlight your sons and their tremendous skills on the court and off. We've run out of time, Nancy. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Absolutely. Stay tuned to a little more All-American People with Nancy Henry, the administrator of Christian Academy of Myrtle Beach, coming up next. So many more questions we wanted to ask, but as usual, running out of time. Critical thing to think about, financial aid, financial assistance. It is available at Christian Academy. If you or a loved one know of a student who would be perfectly suited for Christian Academy of Myrtle Beach, but may not have the financial wherewithal, there's an opportunity to still go, still attend Christian Academy and get some financial aid. Call the school, 843-839-5855, or go online to christianacademyonline.org. Take the time to learn more about the school. You can invest in their future. You can call, ask for Nancy Henry, the administrator, Marty Williams, the principal, or even Kristen Moore, their director of development and admissions. Take the time to learn about this tremendous school right in the heart of Myrtle Beach. Be involved in investing in the future, investing in the future of our children every day. Nancy Henry, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.